I kind of feel like a lot of us with this shift that's been taking place, we're stepping into a place of our own personal truth. Now, we always say, trust yourself, trust your own intuition, you know, our feelings, our emotions. I thought they're our divine guidance system. I don't feel like it's ever been more true than it is now. More true than it is now. If you're still waiting on anything external, because that's in the past, right? Pentacles is the physical reality. If you're waiting on anyone else to say, this is it, Scorpio, this is yours, or this is the way to go. And I don't feel like Scorpio is a sign that really does that. But, you know, it's coming through, so I'm going to say it. It's not going to work. It's all coming from what is my truth. The new opportunity comes from you. What do I know? What do I intuit? What's my gut feeling on this? What is my instinct? What's my intuition telling me? And that's kind of opens up opportunities for you. But let's start off here, because that's all well and grand and good, all of that lot. We're still starting off with this as an underlying energy. Five of Swords, the conflict card. I know people see the Five of Wands as a conflict card. I see the Five of Swords as true conflict. Five of Wands, it's still a challenge, right? It can be a healthy competition. This is a little bit nastier than that. Now, this can be where we're being called selfish. We think someone else is being selfish. We feel like we've been stabbed in the back in this deck, if you have a look. I always look at him. Look at the way he looks back. And I always wonder, what is he thinking as he looks back? Is he thinking, oh no, I feel so bad that I had to stab her in the back to get what I wanted. I've got what I wanted, but I still regret that I had to stab her in the back. Or is he thinking, screw the bitch, I should have taken those two swords as well? Like, you know, what is it that's going through his head? There is a ruthlessness in the Five of Swords. And that's why the question of the Five of Swords is always, what are you willing to do to get what you want? Because he was willing to leave two swords in her back to get what he wanted. So it's a victory card, but it's an empty victory. That's a true victory. The true victory comes from our own truth, philosophy, ideas, beliefs. But this isn't. This is some kind of conflict. So the questions, I think that it's up for debate right now. I don't feel like this has happened. And whether it's happened in the past or not, that's not the point. As an underlying energy to the rest of this, it feels like this is up for debate. Will I look selfish doing this? Or is this person being selfish doing that? For me, going for this, whatever it costs me, is it worth it? My pride, my whatever. Is it worth it? And only you can answer that. Now, I do feel like it's something going forward. Why? Because of the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is the card of what is a fantasy, what is a dream, what is illusion. And it's figuring out which dreams are worth pursuing and which dreams are not. Now, you have two sevens coming up here. Sevens are always a place of reevaluation. If fours are where we pause and think, good job, great foundation, what do I do next? That's the pause. Seven of Cups, or the sevens rather, are a place of doing that too. But this is more, I've invested so much time and energy into this, emotions into this, right? That, is it worth it? Is it still true? Is it still a dream that I want to pursue? Does it feel too good to be true now? But have a look at her. I mean, she's flying a bloody dragon over a rainbow that's coming out of a cup. Like, there is nothing at all remotely based in reality here. Now, I want to be clear on this. I feel like some of you need a heavy dose of that. You need a heavy dose of the dreaming, especially with that star card that came up. What's the dream? What is it that you want to achieve? And how do we know if we're at the right place? How do we evaluate? Well, with the Seven of Cups, and each of the sevens has its own lesson of how to evaluate it. The Seven of Cups is telling you, you evaluate it by how it makes you feel. How it makes you feel. Is it a dream worth pursuing because of what it's going to cost you? That's head and the heart, right? That's head and the heart coming up there. So while there isn't really a choice card coming up, there is the implication. There is a decision that needs to be made here. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up at the heart of this. And the card that comes up at the heart of the reading, that's the focus. That's what everything revolves around. Now, some of you, this is about, do I go back in? Is it time for a second chance, a second shot at this? Doesn't have to be the same person, same job, same situation at all. Do I go try this again? Because the Wheel of Fortune says it's changed. The situation has changed. The circumstances have changed. There are new opportunities available to us now. But it's a chance for us to do it differently. That's why that wheel comes back round again. To say, okay, you went through it once. What did you pick up from that? That's the World card, right? Let's go again. But what are you going to do differently this time? Now, why I feel like there's this heavy dose of, I don't want it like fantasy, but it's the dream, the emotional aspect of it. Why I feel that's coming up is because, look at the Seven of Pentacles. That's in the past. That's the foundation of your reading. So last week, last month, last year, you know how that works. Seven of Pentacles coming up here. when you reevaluated in the past, when you kind of made that decision of, do I keep going with this or do I need to change something up? You did it based on what you saw in front of you, what the returns were based on what you were working on, because pentacles are always the physical reality of what's going on. So this is, the returns. What am I getting back from this? And I always call it the gardener card, right? You've planted the garden, you've been tending to your garden. What is the fruit that you're getting back? Whenever I get someone who asks me, what decision what do I do with this, or any kind of decision that needs to be made, like I said, there's this thing of a decision coming up. This card always says, well, you have enough information right in front of you to make that decision. Some of you might have already done that. Some of you might not have. The writing might have been on the wall here, but you've not acted on it. But you've seen it. Whether it was enough for you, whether it wasn't enough for you. But there is this kind of sense of changing things up, shifting things up, pulling out some new moves. But wondering, is it worth it? Because maybe you didn't get back what you wanted before. Or, even worse. And I say worse because that makes it harder, is if you did get back what you wanted, but you still want something more, that's fine. Our dreams can change. The wheel changes. The path changes. Our needs change. Our dreams change. But it kind of feels like either someone will say, Scorpio, you're being selfish. Or they've changed because someone else is being like that. Someone's coming at you with this Five of Swords energy. And it's like, screw this for a laugh. I want something that's more emotionally fulfilling. Now look at your feelings. Look at what's coming up in the present. You have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. This is very much about your feelings, right? But your feelings are based on something that you know. I think it's something, it's not based in this. It's not, if someone asks you to explain, Scorpio, what you know right now, what your intuition is telling you, what that gut feeling is, I don't think you could. I don't think you couldn't show them something, or you couldn't base it on anything physical. You just know. And that's good enough. That is good enough. The High Priestess is the keeper of all secrets, the keeper of all knowledge, and yet she's kind of passive. So there is this kind of sense of getting all the information together that you need, but it's all internal. It's all internal, Scorpio. And I'm not doing the whole cliche thing, oh my God, it's Scorpio and they're so complicated and mysterious and deep. You are, but that's not the point here. I'm going by the cards in this. The only physical card when we're physically building something is in the past. And something has changed around that. New opportunity, new chance coming in. And it's not a cagey feeling, but it's that kind of thing of, well, do I really want this? And it may be that you have to do something that other people wouldn't approve of. I don't know if that matters to you. It wouldn't matter to me, but if they would approve of it or not. So with the High Priestess coming up here, she's saying, trust what you know, trust your gut feeling, trust your intuition on this. And I talked about this on Instagram a couple of days ago, where I think it was the GPS card from the Oracle of E, which talks about our intuition. And I get asked that a lot. What's the difference between fear and intuition? Because we have a lot of voices inside of us, right, that speak up. Intuition will always move you forward. Always. It's always you might not like what it says to you. You may know that, look, I have to leave this job or this thing, or I'm going to go for this. It's going to be a bit difficult, but it always moves you forward. Whereas fear is always going to say, you can't do that. You can't do this. It will always try to put you down to keep you safe, try to trap you. Intuition doesn't do that. That's your gut feeling. It's like, I know. But I feel like it feels too kind of fantastical. Like it's too much of a fantasy. It doesn't feel real enough for you to base this on. But in some way, you have the answer from this. You have, like, whatever you were putting time and effort and energy into, what you got back from that's enough for you to go on here. It's led to an epiphany of kinds. It's led to some knowledge of something. Now, when that happens, like I said, she's passive. She doesn't act on that. She can stay quiet. She can keep a secret forever, the High Priestess. The only way she speaks to you when she shows up in your reading is she says, trust your dreams, trust your intuition. Trust all of that inner stuff that's going on. And that continues with the Queen of Cups. Now, I kind of feel like with the Queen of Cups, there's a number of things that come up around her. She is, the one that has the most unconditional love. She comes from a place of love. She comes from a heart space. She nurtures, she takes care of, she expresses her love. Not just romance. I'm not just talking about that. Could be for the family, could be for doing what you love. It could be who you give your cup to. The Queen of Cups usually has a cup. She knows the value of a love. Who do I give it to? Where do I invest all of this emotion and heart energy? whether it's the career that I want, the relationship that I want, family, whatever it is, friends. But you only do that if you trust what you know here. What you know here. Now look at the advice. The advice is the Ace of Swords. Actually, I want to say this. I knew there's something else coming with that. The Queen of Cups coming up there, that is you guys. That's you guys. And it's almost like it's time to be you. It's time to be you. And only you know who you are. And it's time to express that. The true inner depth of your emotion, whatever you are. And how do you do that? It's a very logical way of doing that, because you've got the Ace of Swords here as your advice. And the Ace of Swords says, whatever you went through here with this, whatever you invested your time and energy into, whether it panned out, whether it didn't, whatever you did, it's given you a new truth. It's left you with this sword of truth. And when we get the Ace of Swords, we've just gone through the Ten of Swords because we've completed that cycle, right? And there's this thing about completing cycles. There's a sense of going again. But you're going forward with some new knowledge, truth, philosophy, ideas, way of communicating something. And that's what the Ace of Swords says. It's when you've pulled out all the other swords, you have one sword of truth left. All these butterflies show transformation. There's clarity here now. You're going to go forward with this new truth. And when that sword falls, because that's what you're going to do, you're going to start swinging it, right? It's going to cut things out. It's going to cut out the shit that made this, whatever you picked up from this, whatever the returns that you got that weren't working. This is where it changes. You cut it out. There's a sense of like, not vulnerability, but it's only when you can cut out the people, the things, the situations that don't serve you, then you're going to feel comfortable to give your cup, to express that love that you have. Let's get some clarifiers. There, like that. The Magician. This is the confidence to use what you know, the knowledge that he has there, the lemniscate, and the tools that you have, and he has all the aces. And the first ace it's asking you to use is the Ace of Swords. He does have all the aces. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, yeah. Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. The Magician always has. He can have any new beginning he wants. But he's the one that has to use what he knows and has to get that new beginning. And the first one it's asking you to say, well, what do you believe, Scorpio? And what's the truth that you're ready to speak from this? And that's how you take forward your loving energy. And it's being confident in how you feel. Wow, look at the major arcanas coming out. So why is the Ace of Swords the advice? Follow the dream. This feels like a week where you're getting clear on what the dream is. Maybe you've been trying to talk yourself out of it. Maybe you've not figured out what it is. Maybe you've been saying, well, the time's not right to do this just yet. I want to say something else. When these two come up, that is some tricky energy. She naturally will keep stuff hidden. And he's the manipulator. And I don't, in the highest vibration, this is manipulation, like as in blending things together, like manipulating energy and directing, because this is the card of communication. It's Mercury, right? So whatever's coming in. So if you're angry, it's the best use of that anger. If you're loving, it's the best use of that love. It's directing what you have into where it's going to be the most productive to get you what you want. But it can be tricky, and the lower vibration of the High Priestess and the Magician, it is that kind of trickster. That would be the confidence trickster, that energy. But I'm not really getting that here. It's like using what you have to follow your dream, to go forward with your own truth, to speak your truth clearly. And, you have the Seven of Cups here, look at him. He bloody does not even have, he's not even remotely in touch with what is reality. I always say this about him when he shows up. And I love this Knight of Cups. I think it's my favorite Knight of Cups. He is riding a bloody unicorn with a bloody light on its horn over a rainbow. Like, this guy doesn't know what reality is. But there's a kind of logic behind it. Ace of Swords. It's your truth. It doesn't matter if anyone else gets it. Because you've done the practical. And this is how you know what you know now. And the Knight of Cups, and I kind of get that. Whenever he shows up, sometimes it's directing us to dream the dream. He's the delusional romantic. He's the one that, he's called all sorts of things. That he doesn't have any kind of basis in reality. It doesn't matter. Everything begins with a dream. Everything begins with what we love. And then we express it through the Queen of Cups. And I'm saying love, I don't mean romance. We can love a lot of things. I love what I do. Then you can have what you want. That's when you can start creating. That's when the magic starts to happen with the Magician. But it feels like you're pulling all the pieces together now. And, you know, it's important to know what the dream will be, what it is that you want to go for, right? Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love, to what you love, to how you love, whatever it is that you love. Because if we know how committed we are to it, then we're going to go forward. But I just keep getting that with this, that you have the answers. You know something. You know which direction not to go in. You have some information there on what, you know, whatever you do, what you get back for it. So what do you need to change up to go get what you love? To be the, you know, have the relationship, the job, the career, to come from a place of love, of enjoyment, to express from your heart space. Sometimes with that Five of Swords, it can almost be like, I can't say anything because it turns into a fight. Like I've had so many people say that with the Five of Swords. And then that's about looking at, this is very much looking at your environment, that if you don't feel safe enough to express what you love, how you love, to pursue what you love, there's something wrong with that environment, right? It's about getting to a place where you feel confident enough to express what it is. Yeah, this is being comfortable in your own skin. That's the Queen of Cups, because that is you guys. So no place like home is, being comfortable in your own skin, knowing that you will always keep yourself safe. That's what the no place like home card is. And what happens with this? What is home? Home is where we're safe, where we're secure. We can be exactly who we are. We can be exactly who we are. We don't have to put on airs and graces. We don't have to do anything. We just are. Now it says we can do that within ourselves. How? By being authentically who you are. By expressing authentically all the time. And it's not easy, trust me, because I do that. I live my life like that. Authentic. And people don't like it. They don't like it. Unless you're, you know, there's this thing of polite people are nice. Or if you do whatever, it's more important to be polite than it is to be real. I don't agree with that. And that's no place at home. It's like you're only truly safe and secure in who you are when you can express truly who you are. Say the things that you feel. Say what you love. Go for the things that you love. And if people don't like it or they think you're being selfish, that's their problem. I talk about this in the outro a little bit, so be sure to hang around for that. But it is about expressing authentically. That's the only freedom that counts. That's the only freedom that counts. You know, if we're going to, I said it today actually in a post, I said, you know, where does true creativity come from when we're trying to create something? True creativity, it comes from our inspiration and our intuition. It does not come from your audience. If a writer is only focused on what the readers are going to think, they're not going to come up with the true story of what they really want to say. Imagine an actor on a stage, only be like one eye on the audience. What are they doing? He's not going to play the role that he's up there, you know, that he's supposed to be playing. He's going to have one eye on everyone else. Same with readings. If I only did what people wanted, and trust me, people send me requests all the time. Do this, do that. Then I'd stop being the reader that everyone thinks I am. I'd become something else. And that's not true creation. That's not truly expressing what is within you. So it's the confidence to use what you know and what you have. Doesn't matter what the response will be. But we must feel secure within ourselves, you know, comfortable in our own skins to be able to do that. And consider your foundation. You've got a strong foundation. All right. Dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic. And that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions, and the Ace of Swords are your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success. And ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have, choose what your heart wants, and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. And that's the key thing here. That's the key thing here. The expression of what you truly love and who you truly are. Scorpio, you know, everyone else be damned.